Are 5-minute binaries even profitable? We're going to dive into that today. Also, what are the 3 things that you need in order to make sure that you have a winning binary options strategy? Here we go. Number 1, you have to have a 55% win rate or higher. You don't need an 80% win rate. You don't need a 95% win rate. You need a 55% win rate or higher. You need 100 historical signals minimum. And you need 5 or less consecutive losers, or a string of losers. We all get them. They need to be 5 or less. So follow along. I'm just going to do it like I do it. We're going to look at a 4-bar run. A friend of mine told me if you can't put a trading strategy on the back of a napkin, you don't need to be trading it. So every one of the trading strategies that we use can pretty much be described on the back of a napkin. We've got the normal RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, and the whole thing. But today we're going to be talking about the bar run, which is one of the easiest, or if not the easiest, indicator in the world. Here we go. We're going to be looking at a 4-bar run. What is a 4-bar run? Well, we just click the play button, and now we're going to let it run through a bunch of permutations here. It's going to spit out some statistics, such as the win rate here, which is 45.70%. Does that match or exceed 55%? No. We have 100 historical signals minimum as our second criteria. Right here it shows this signal has produced 965 signals. Does this meet our criteria? Yes. And here we have the maximum loss rate, or maximum consecutive loss rate, at 8. Is this 5 or less? No. So what we're looking for, we're looking to get this number down to 5 or less. This number has to remain above 100, and this number has to be 55% or higher. Can we do it? I don't know. We're going to take a look at it. 5-minute binaries are extremely difficult because they're a bunch of noise and they move faster than you can pick your nose. They move faster than anything I've ever seen. It can go from 20 to 80 in just, like that. Price can move, a half a tick, and price can, the thing can move. So we can't really look at taking profit, because in 5-minute binaries, with the bid ask as wide as it is and things like that, taking profit is difficult. So we're going to look at expiries only. Now a 4-bar run, count these bars right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 bars. That's a 4-bar run. What would a 5-bar run be? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would a 6-bar run be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you're looking at a 4-bar run, it means it's going to look for areas on the chart that shows 4 bars in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the close of the bar, it's going to spit out a signal for the very next bar. Now there's all kinds of different expiries we can use, but right now we're just looking at a 5-minute binary, looking at a 1-bar expiry, because this bar equals 5 minutes. We know whether it wins or loses because if it closes down and there's a down arrow, that means upon the close of this bar down here, price won, correct? Well, that's the kicker on 5-minute binaries. Maybe not. Maybe not. Here's one other rule that you're going to do only with 5-minute binaries. Here's your 5-minute binary rule. Well, I misspelled rule, but whatever. You can only trade long only. Why? Because there's such a thing as the bid-ask spread. It can be a pip, it can be 2 pips, it can be 5. Who knows? Plus, you got to pay a commission on top of that. So when you're trading binaries, you've got to trade long only. It's going to give you an advantage, and here's how you do it. You go here in the parameter section, and you go to long only. Now when I go to long only, it's going to make this number go down by probably half. Now we have to remember, we have to keep this number in the middle section above 100, okay? Now we're going to run it again. It's going to go through all the permutations, and it's going to spit back a number. 506, roughly half of what we had. Okay, the 45% is still not above 55, so we got to change that. This number's good. This number is crap. So one of the things that we can do, let's go look at a 5-minute binary. Where'd it go? Okay, this is looking at if we've got 5 up bars. It's looking to take the very next one. Well, sometimes you'll say common sense will tell you after 5 bars it's bound for a reversal. Well, yeah, no, I don't know. Let's check it out right now. If you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 up bars, which is a 4-bar run, on the very next bar it's going to close profitable only 45% of the time. So let's reverse that. Now this arrow is going to disappear. Watch. It's not going to paint a down arrow because we reversed it. That's because we're long only, remember. Now it's only going to look for 4 down bars. So let's go find 4 down bars. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 down bars. And the very next bar closed up. And it does it 51% of the time over 459 signals. Why did it print 459 instead of the 500 and whatever, since we just reversed it? Because there wasn't that many down. There wasn't the same amount of down, 4 consecutive bars down, as there were 4 consecutive bars up. So this number is a little better. This number is good, and this number is still horrible. So we're going to try to look at different variations to change that. Maybe instead of looking at a 4-bar run, we're going to look at a 5-bar run. Let's try that. This number is going to go down. There you go. Now we are at 50% profitable, so that's still not above 55%, and we still have 7. That number is a little better. We still need to get it 5 or less. Why do we need to get it 5 or less, by the way? I'm glad you asked. Here's why. Because what if you're trading and you have a loser and a loser and a loser and a loser and a loser? There's 5 losers. Not many people can take much more than that. Seriously, before you change the strategy, before you say this strategy is horrible, I'm throwing it out. It's not that the strategy don't work. It's that the fact that you got into a string of losers, you got pissed off, and now you don't want to trade it anymore. And and sometimes Murphy's Law states that if you, a lot of strategies when you get into them, it starts out like that. You're gonna hit the one with the 4 losers in a row, you know, or whatever. Or in this instance, 7. We got to get that number down by keeping this number up. So let's just keep going. We're going to go to 6 bars in a row. Now this number is getting awfully close to 100, and so, well, it is at 100 now. So now this number went back down. We're just going to reverse it and see if that helps, because this doesn't work. This doesn't work at all. Okay, so now we're getting really down to the nitty gritty. We got 104. It's above your 100. We've got 5, which is 5 or less. That matches. But we've got 52.88, which is slightly below the 55% win rate. Now here's the part where, gosh, sometimes it just gets so difficult. So when you're getting this close, all you got to do is go into your indicator here, open up your search back this many bars. Right now we're only looking back 20,000 bars. And if you hang on, let me get out of here. If you let me do this. Hang on just 1 second. If you go back, you scroll out, you can see all these arrows, which are historical signals that has happened, and it'll show you every time something has happened on the chart. And the indicator is set so that it will only count so many bars. But if you go all the way to the end of the chart, you're not going to see any signals. That's because you have it limited so that it doesn't kill your chart. But you can open these up. Just be aware, the larger the number, the more potential. If your machine is not powerful enough, it may start slowing it down. So instead of looking at 20,000, let's look at 35,000 bars. Now I don't know how many bars I have on here. Let me go check up here. How many bars would I have in the Euro USD? Oh, where are we here? I've got 54,285 bars right now. So If I wanted to check them all, I can. I'm going to hit play or run. Okay, now my bar's opened up to 161. This remains above 100. This is still at 5. This remains below 55, so we still don't have a strategy. What can we do now? Something we can look at. I'm going to open this up to 7. Now, I fear that this is not going to work, and if it doesn't, no biggie. I'll go back to 6 and we'll work on the number 6. Okay, so it didn't work, but I'm going to reverse it right here and see if that helps any. And if not, we're just going to go back and work with 6. That did not help at all. I'm going to go back right here. Okay, now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to get this number up to 55 while leaving this above 100 and leaving this at 5. It's very difficult to go 5 full percentage points when I've only got 161 trades I've only got 61 to work with. Now, what's the significance? Why do we need 100 signals or higher? Because you can't base anything on 10 things that happened. You can't base anything on 3 things that happened. A buddy of mine told me here a while back, oh man, I just made 3 killer trades, I'm gonna do it again. I said, well, how often does it work? Well, I don't know, but it worked, these 3 times. Oh, come on. That's why. That's why you need to have some type of historical thing to look at, because if you don't, you're just throwing darts at the wall. So let's look at it. Let's try to make this number into 55. Well, we're looking at Sunday through Saturday. We know we got to get rid of that right off the bat. Let's see here. What does it give us? No, we're still good. Okay, we're going to try to eliminate a couple of these time frames. So, depending on where you live in the world, your times are going to be different. Most MT4 times are going to be right about what I'm typing in here. 16 being the New York Open. Sometime around 22 being toward the near of the New York close, but not quite. It just depends. That's the numbers that I use. That's the time that I trade. Okay, so now we got the this number down to 4, which is just freaking phenomenal. However, this number went way down. So I'm going to try to open it back up. This is a problem with 5-minute binaries, by the way. They're very, very difficult to work with. But I'll just open up all the bars. I'm just going to see what we can do here. Okay, guys, from this point forward, I'm going to do it like I do it. You may not follow along, but I want to try to make this profitable. Explaining everything I do from here on out. Just watch, okay? This is not working. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. All right. And I will talk a little bit as I do. Not going to explain everything. Looking at a 2-bar run. I can talk while it's just running because I forgot to limit my bars look back again, so it'll take forever. I've got 1,447. No, that's not work. I'm not going to look at that. I am going to trend arrows at the normal. And I'll use my secret 5 here in a minute. That don't work. Okay, that's not going to work, but if I do this, and if that don't work, I'm going to use my secret 5. Everybody's like, what's your secret 5? And it might work short, but it don't work long. Here. I'm running into the same problem Dylan's running into. God, So I got 5, I got 55, 17, but I have 87. And there's nothing I can do about it because I don't have any more data. And upon looking, these are no good anyways, because there's like one 5-minute binary that comes along every, once a day. Who's going to do that? Nobody. So we're just going to start right over. We're going to start at random. We're going to go with about 3. But would that have been profitable? Probably. But just that's one that nobody's going to trade because, I mean, crap, come on. 16 to 22, 52.10, no. Okay, there's another one. We're getting shy of 100. It wins 57% of the time and has 5 less. So, it's they're working for shorts, they're not working for longs. Okay. We're gonna try a different route. I'm gonna lower this down to about 5. Let's see what happens here. No, and you know what? Let me do this. That needs to be about 90. Oh, okay. That needs to be about 85. There we go. That is a golf clap. 55%, 55.11%, 55.11. 8 consecutive winners in a row. It's got 176, and it's got 5 or less. Took me 19 minutes and 48 seconds to do it. You can do it too. All you gotta do is get in there and look. So let's try to make it better. And let's not screw it up. What do we do so that we don't screw it up, we don't forget what we just did? Take a screenshot of everything here. I'm going to take a screenshot of what I've got here, and any relative information I'm just going to leave it to the side. I've got long trades only, so I don't forget that. I know it's expiry, whatever. It's 55%. Oh, by the way, this 10 pip intervals, don't even worry about that. We're not talking about in the monies right now. You're not going to get 10 pips away on a 5-minute binary. I got that, and I got that. Now I'm just going to put that off to the back right now, and I'm going to open up my parameters, and I'm also going to take a picture of this. You have to, because if you don't, you're going to end up losing what you got, because we're going to change it here. I'm going to remember I did that. Anything that I changed, 8 and 12, Monday, Friday. All right, fixed pips. Good. Now I'm going to put that off to the back. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to get out of there. Now we got a strategy here. It happens during London, pretty much, or before the night time there. Hang on. All right. Okay, so you have a 55% win rate. It's got 176 trades or signals historically. It's got five consecutive losses max. All right. How many do they produce each day? Well, I don't know. 1, 3, whatever. But it's in a 3-hour time window. It's from 8 to 12. What time is that? Eastern? Well, let's see. Binary sessions, local time generator. Let's put the local time generator on here and see what time 8 to 12 is. So 8 would be, let me find it on here, 5, it's down here at the bottom. It would be 1 a.m. 2, 3, 4, 1 to 4 a.m. There you go, 1 to 4 a.m. Sorry. Now we need to find out Nadex. I'm going to type in here. Five-minute binary contract specs, because I know they're open, but I don't know exactly what time. Just hang on. Okay, so 5-minute binaries every 5 minutes from 6:05 p.m. to 8:05 a.m. So we're covered there. We're good. They got the contracts. All right. Let's try to make it better. We're probably gonna screw it up. We're gonna do about a 86. Wait, we're doing long only, so we're gonna 86 and 14. Let's see if it helps or hurts this. 5511 and 76. It hurt it. Now let's go to 84 and 16. This is just a double check on both sides, just to make sure that everybody's looking at the same thing, and apparently everybody is. A bunch of people are looking at the 85 period, the 85 level and the 15 level. So now we're going to go over here and change this to a 4, 85, 15. Nope, that hurt us too. Now we're going to change it to a 6. And this will be our last check unless it makes it better. Okay, the win rate went up, but I don't want it because the maximum consecutive loss rate went up too, and I don't want that. But since it did change for the better here, I'm going to go look at it. Wow. So, okay. So, anywhere between a 5, a 6, and a 7 period RSI is looking pretty darn good. However, can't use this because there's only 86. Am I opened up all the way on all of my, let me get rid of the local time generator. Okay, so I don't have anything where I can actually base a good trade on, but I do know that that's pretty good right there. But since it breaks my rules, I have to use 5. So we're going to go back to that. Now, let's look at, from the time period of 8 to 11, we're going to look and see if that's actually the best time period or not. So instead of looking at from 8 to 12, instead of looking from 8 to 12, let's look at 9 to 13. Let's just see, does that make it better or worse? It's like going to the eye doctor. Does this make it better or worse? And if it don't make it better, you go back and try again. Well, the win rate went up by a percentage point, but the loss rate went up by 2, and that's no good. So I'm going to go back in here. Now I'm going to try from 7 to 11. I'm trying to get a period of window that has some trades and enough trades. No good. But I do know that now I want to try this from 7 to 13. Let's try the whole time period. Okay, now it went up to 56%, but this went up to 6. My trades went up, so now I am going to eliminate Friday trading, because I've heard, well, you know the thing about the Friday, I say it all the time. A lot of people says that Fridays are, oh, well, there you go, 56.50, 200 trades, which is double what we need, so we still have room to play. We're going to try to get this down to 4. I don't know if we can do it or not. I really don't. This is not like a planned thing. I'm seriously, this is what I do every day. I make videos about it. You can do the same thing. Now, are you going to get the same results I'm getting? No, your data feed's different. But if you copy the process, you'll be able to do it. Let's look at, instead of trading Monday through, no, that's good. Let's do this. Let's look at, what I'm thinking about is, how do I extract the best trading times out of here, and what caused this to go to 56? I'm just going to try 10 to 13 here. It's kind of like trial and error. Nah, no good. If you really want to dig into it, go into your dashboard over at TraderBot Marketplace and go use the strategy sheets and look at the time rate template. But I don't want to do that right now because I'm into it here. So we got 7 to 13. I'm going to try 7 to 12. And these numbers are moving up and down. I'm just looking at this row right here. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's down to 4. We got 55.31%, 179, and it's down to 4. Starting to get excited here, especially for Dylan. Dylan's been, man. So he's been looking for a 5-minute binary thing for a while. You've got how many hours? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 5 hours a day you got to spend in front of your screen. It has given 179 signals since since August of 2017, so about a year and a half. So it's not like they come along very often. However, when you find something like this, they come along in streaks, you know. When you see, this day you only had 1, this day you only had 1, But you can use this and go down through every other 5-minute binary that Nadex offers, or whatever broker you're using, and replicate it. Find something that works for each one, and then instead of having 1 signal a day on a 5-minute binary, you'll have like 8. Or you can replicate different strategies. and just use them. Like, what if I have 3 different strategies for the euro, 3 different strategies for the USD yen, you know, things like that, and then the signals can just start coming. One thing to remember about 5-minute binaries. You got to get in. I mean, you have got to be right there prepared, and that's why whenever you use something like the RSI or something like that, load the chart on there too, because if you load the chart, if you load the RSI indicator on there, let me get this right. We've got 5, I think. Well, 585.15. Okay, hang on. Because you can know when your trades are coming. You don't have to actually sit there and wait on them. You can know. Watch. 5. Where's my levels? 15. 85. We got a guy mowing the yard outside. That's what that noise is. Okay, now watch. You see this line up here, this white line, and this line down here? You know it's going to fire off a signal. If it's between your time frame, if it's between 7 and 12, the price gets up here, it's going to fire off a signal, or down here, or whatever. Let's look. I'm going to hide that. Okay, right here. You know, you're watching the RSI. I'm going to scroll in because I do this. I actually do this. Okay, so I'll be watching the RSI and I'll be like, oh, okay, it's down here. Pretend the RSI is actually below 15 on this bar. Pretend it is. I'll see that and I'll be like, okay, here's my signal, but I can't do anything until it closes. You know, if it closes and then maybe it pulled back, which it didn't because there's no wick. But I'm just saying, unless it closes down here, you know, whatever. And then it goes along and it didn't close. And this one right here, well, it closed right on it. You know, right on it. And if I see it, it's very difficult to match it up where you can't see that blue bar. But if it gets down here, and it's really close, I know a signal is going to be here if this touches or closes beyond it. And then I can wait on it. Okay, right here. You see where the RSI is right here? I know that I'm well, actually nothing because I'm just trading along. Never mind, I have to wait for it to go down. Okay, if I'm watching a 5-minute binary and price starts to go down toward my 15, I'm going to be paying attention. Now, it's not like you have to watch it all the time because each one of these are 5 minutes long. So, like 3 bars are going to be 15 minutes, so you got plenty of time to do stuff. And I know that once it gets down here and it closes, on or below that line, I'm going to get a signal. Every single time during my time. Okay, now it did it, but what time was it? It wasn't within my time frame to trade, so it didn't fire off a signal. Is that one? No. So, okay. So now, hang on. Now it's my trading time for the day. How do I go forward 1 bar at a time? I don't even know how to do that. Anyhow, it's getting down here. Okay, now right here, I can see that the price is below the 15. It dropped below there, and I'm like, okay, well, if it closes down there, there will be a signal. Well, what happened? It closed down there, and there was a signal. It was a loser, but there was a signal. And then price pulled back up, and then it touched it again, and there was a signal. So you can watch it. You can know when these things come. Now, what else? I think that's about it. Are you going to match my results? No. You're going to have a different data feed. Play around with yours just like all I do, I pick one. I don't even know what it is. Crap. Watch. Dylan, I want to drill this into your head, sir. Okay. We're going to load something on here and we're going to do it again. I'm going to pick something that I don't even know what. I don't know. I'm just going to pick MACD and I'm going to put something in here. I don't know. Something nobody uses. 100, 200, and 50. I'm going to do cross, whatever. I don't even know what the chart, what that indicator looks like. I mean, I know what the MACD looks like. That was just a fluke. That's on a 15-minute chart. If that was a fluke, 56%. 5-minute binary. So instead of using 20,000, I'm going to use 40. Let's see if that does anything. You can work with that, man. I mean, it just takes a little bit to get that up. That one's fine. That one's fine. They are all over the place. I know you can't see the rest of that, so there's what that said. And if they don't match up, that's because you got a different data feed. That's like the 4th time I said it because it was brought up quite a few times this week. So the tool suite is like the most powerful tool on the planet for figuring out what to do in the market. There you go, man. Groovy trading rock on. I'll catch you next time.